Hello there! If you listen closely, you will hear music in the background. Rachel Kane, the author of the book I will be talking about today, created a playlist of songs that she either listened to while writing her book or music that she thinks reflects what is happening throughout the book. Oh my goodness. There we go. There's the playlist. So, Ink and Bone is the first book in the series The Great Library by Rachel Kane. It takes place in an alternate history where the Library of Alexandria survives. Alchemy has been refined and is used for library purposes, and knowledge, as well as the preservation of knowledge, is really valued above most human life. The library really governs everything. There are places called the Serapeum in all of the major cities in the world that are connected to the Library of Alexandria through alchemy. I was unfamiliar with the word Serapeum, so I looked it up, and it's a temple or other religious institution. So with that, you really start to get an understanding of how this world views literature. There are mentions of sovereign leaders and governments, but the library is essentially above all of them. It seems like a universal religion for everyone. Because literature is such a holy and precious thing, few are allowed to own actual original pieces. So everyone has an item called a codex, which honestly sounded a lot to me like a Kindle. From the codex, a person can retrieve almost any book from the library and read it, even send messages through it, kind of like an email. Everyone also has a journal that they are required to record their lives in. This ranges from the mundane day-to-day events to a person's personal thoughts and convictions. These are private journals that when you die are handed over to the library for catalog and safekeeping. It seems like a really cool way to capture the everyday life of big events in the world. I know this is a lot of front loading, but there's a lot to know of this new world that has to be understood before we jump into the main plot. But now that we have a little bit of this information, let's get into the story. So the story follows Jess, a young man who comes from a smuggler's family. Smugglers are people who locate, steal, and sell original books to people with money who seek to acquire these rare pieces. Since the originals are only for the library or the extremely higher ups, there is a black market of books for those true literature lovers that crave holding the real thing or enjoy the social status that comes with owning an original book. Jess has been running books since he was a young boy. He's even developed a deep love for the books he carries. At age 16, he is enrolled into the library program to become a librarian and a scholar by his father. His father isn't looking for Jess to become a librarian and scholar because he knows Jess loves books, though. Jess's father is enrolling him so that he will have an inside man at the library that can smuggle out even more rare books for his lucrative black market smuggling ring. When Jess embarks on his new journey, he soon finds that he's the low man on the totem pole. Being of low birth and social standing, he must prove to his classmates and his cruel instructor that he deserves to be there by merit. As we learn about the library's practices and policies, though, we might start to ask ourselves, is everything as clear-cut as a library would like you to think? Why are some books not in the library codex? Some stories don't seem to add up, and some characters might be more dangerous than we think.